Yikes. Going to a village called Swedala. Today I'm going to talk about why I came to Sweden and why I had to start my life all over again at the age of 47. I've had a very difficult day weather-wise, but actually I'm gonna go to Lund Cathedral right now. Just is done. It was a very adventurous day, I must say. What's happening, people? I'm back on road. It's 1 p.m. I'm back from my Swedish class, went home, had lunch, and now I'm back on road. Plan was not to work in Malmo. My plan was to go to Lund again. But as soon as I started, I got an order. So I thought maybe let me just do this order, and then if I don't get any other order, then I will head to Lund. A lot. I have to drive 22 kilometers. It's only paying me 88 kronas. But the reason why I've said okay is because you guys will get to see another part of Sweden, content-wise, and plus it would also give me a little time to talk to you people. So, if it's not raining on my way, then we'll talk again on my way to Swedala. I've now officially entered Swedala. Oh yeah, and it's also quite windy today. It is pretty windy. I'm not sure how windy it is, but actually let me check. I think it's somewhere between 35 kilometers, 35 miles per hour. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, today I'm going to talk about why I had to start my life all over again at the age of 47 and why I chose to come to Sweden. So I was in Turkey. I got my wife and we decided to start our life in Turkey. And that was, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So as soon as we moved to Turkey, after a couple of months, the war between Russia and Ukraine started. And almost immediately there was a lot of influx of foreigners into Turkey from Ukraine especially, and they started renting a lot of places. So what happened was the landlords in Turkey, they started inflating their rents from, so let's say if you were living in an apartment and you were paying $500 a month, within 6 months the rent went up by 3 times, so you were paying like $1,500 a month. So at one hand, the government of Turkey was getting a lot of money from the foreigners and the landlords were happy, but then at the same time the rent was going up so high that the local Turkish people were not happy at all. And eventually, after a few years, the government decided that they had to do something about the foreigners. So we spent, I don't know, 2-3 years in Turkey, something like that. And, you have to renew your residence permits after 2 years, or depending on how much time the government has given you. So when we tried to renew our permits, they denied my wife. And, it was politically, from what I can say, the reason was they were trying to discourage foreigners to keep on living in Turkey, because obviously the prices of rent had gone up so high that the locals were not happy. So she said, let's go to Sweden. And we didn't have any other option, because I come from Pakistan, and obviously I couldn't take my wife to Pakistan. Even I don't want to live in Pakistan. It's just the quality of life in Pakistan is not as good as Europe. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to be too political. So we ended up in Sweden. Now my background is IT. If you want me to make you a website or software, or you want me to do your Google ads, Facebook ads, online marketing, promotion, videos, content creation, all of that, I'm your man. So I thought, okay, once we get to Sweden, I'm going to try and find a job in my own field. And it pays well. If you are able to get a job in my field, then you're looking at anywhere between 45,000 to 50,000 kroners a month. But there's a caveat: you need to speak Swedish. Anyhow, so we ended up in Sweden, and I tried to find myself a job. I really tried hard. I couldn't really tell initially what the problem was. Was it my age? Was it me being overqualified? Was it me not being able to speak Swedish? Was it my name? Or was it all of the above? Because I've heard lots of things about, all sorts of things in Sweden where employers look at you from all sorts of angles, including racism. But I don't really know what is the real cause of me not getting a job. But I can tell you I came close to getting one job, but they actually gave me a reason why they didn't give me the job, and that reason was that I didn't speak Swedish, although the job itself required me to speak English. Yeah, so we have now left Swedella, and I am on my way towards Lund. I'll be on the road for about half an hour, so we can talk. Although I'm not sure, noise-wise, it's pretty noisy. The wind is too much. And I'm going through the countrysides, and when you go through the countrysides in Sweden, the wind pushes you a lot. It doesn't happen that much on the motorway, but on the countryside, it's pretty bad. Anyways, where was I? Yeah, so I was looking for a job, but I couldn't find one. And obviously, my savings were dwindling, and my children, because we decided to have children in Turkey, so my children are really, really small. My son is 3.5 years old, and my daughter is 2.5 years old. I have older children from my previous marriage. My eldest son is 23 years old now. So imagine having a son who's 23 and then having a son who's 3. So there's an age gap of 20 years. Anyways, so I was looking a lot for a job, and I couldn't find a job. Forget about finding a job. Nobody even came back with an interview. So I started applying for whatever job I could find. It didn't matter, it could, if it's a cleaning job or an odd job or any kind of job, because obviously you have to earn. You can't just sit on your behind all day long and not earn anything. My wife found a job because she's local, but we very quickly realized we have very small children, and even though I'm a pretty good father, I can take care of the kids quite easily, but you can never replace a mother. So when eventually, after about 6 months, I was able to get a job in the food delivery company called Roadz. And then sometime later, I also got my ID for Uber Eats. So this is how I got into doing food delivery. And oh wow, man, that is a lot of wind. Okay. Yikes. Yeah, this is pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. So where was I? Yeah, so then that's how I found a food delivery job. And it's kind of nice because you don't have to answer to anyone. you're on your own. You choose your work times. You choose where you want to work. So the biggest thing for me is, when you have a job and it's a 9 to 5 job, although it might pay nice, but you have this constant anxiety of a fear of losing your job. You have to be able to do your job in the best way possible every day. So that's a lot of anxiety especially on my head. So this is why I started from scratch all over again in Sweden. So this is what my life has now become. And at the same time, I decided to start my YouTube channel, which I had never done before, not in this way. And the sole purpose of starting my channel was to journal my journey for myself, for my family, for my children, and for you people. And hopefully, somehow, somewhere down the road, if I'm able to earn a bit of money from this channel, then why not? Because obviously, at the end of the day, I think everyone's goal is or should be financial freedom, and be able to live anywhere you want in the world without thinking about money. So that's my goal. Have enough financial freedom to be able to just choose where I want to live and go there and live. Now, whether that's Sweden, whether that's any other place in the world, I don't know yet. But that's the goal. And literally leaning into the air to balance myself. Guys, I think this is the closest I've ever been to a windmill. These are pretty huge. Oh, these are pretty huge. Okay, peeps, I am back in Lund. Boy, that was a very hard journey. Look at my hands. I was holding on to my dear life. I think I'm gonna have to put my camera back in. As you can see, the clouds are very dense here in Lund, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna rain any time now. So I guess for now it's rest time. Maybe in a couple of hours, if the dust settles, the clouds go away, which I'm pretty sure they will because it's very windy, then we can start filming again. Until then, be right back. Okay, peeps. It is now 7:45. Well, let's just say 8 p.m. I've had a very difficult day weather-wise, but the sky has finally cleared. It was very windy. It rained almost all day, and I've just been working soaked in rain. But obviously, I was wearing my rain clothes. Earnings wise, I have just crossed 1,045 kroner, something like that. I will put a screenshot later on. Actually, I'm gonna go to Lund Cathedral right now just to show you guys the building in detail. I'm just gonna go around it, and then we're gonna head back home. Midsummer is coming up, guys. It's on Friday, so I'm gonna film that. That's exciting. It's a lot of celebration. Midsummer is the big thing in Sweden, and it's going to be my first midsummer that I will consciously go and have a look at. I mean, last year I didn't even know what midsummer was. So yeah. See you guys in Lund Cathedral. Peeps, this is another cathedral that you see in front of me. I don't know the name of this, but this is also an interesting building and looks pretty old. By the way, Lund Cathedral closes at 6 p.m. and it's 8 p.m. now, so obviously I will not be able to go inside of it. So I'm just gonna go around it and see if I can film a good footage, because everything depends on good light. And right now around Lund Cathedral it's gonna be dark shadows. So let's see. I like to get into nooks and crannies just to give you guys a sense of the old age of this place. Guys, people don't make these things in today's world. Let me try and get closer to that statue over there. You see how intricate these statues are? They don't make these anymore. Quite exquisite, isn't it? Is done. It was a very adventurous day, I must say. It was raining the entire day, so I couldn't film a lot. But whatever I've done today, I hope you guys enjoy. And if you did enjoy it, then please consider subscribing and share and follow, the whole lot. And until I see you guys again next week, look after yourself and each other. Ciao.